This is the Magic Our Way podcast with my mutants, Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Lee. They're cut above the rest, bub. You're the best there is at what you do. And what you do is pretty nice.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States of America. We are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff. And this is the show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicArray.com is where you can find us for this episode. We discuss some of the Disney-related announcements that came out last weekend from San Diego Comic-Con 2022. And look, this is your typical polished, practiced, pixie dust and Disney podcast. No, sir. We are not at the Comic-Con every day trying to tell you who had the best costume.
That's right, Kev. We're here to drink, talk Disney, and learn about some Marvel movies that might be coming our way soon.
That's right. So get ready for a multi-universe, multi-excited saga.
Woo! My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And Lee. Hey, remember, booking with me makes your vacation better. Wakanda forever.
Damn.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow.
That wasn't at all forced.
No.
But he made it work.
It worked.
Yes.
Plus, y'all, we have a special guest. Special guest. Who are you?
Me. I'm back.
Who's me?
Virtually.
Who's me?
It's Kirk. Kirk is back in the house. Well, in his own house, but virtually in your house.
What, you
That's
mean
me.
Cajun Chavez?
Yeah, him too. That's me. That's me.
Cajun
The P-Rog had a flat tire, a hole, and I couldn't get up there today, so I'm here over the magic of the internets.
Nice.
Well, very well done,
Good.
sir.
Yeah, he's...
Yeah, that's the thing about having those pirogues y'all get around on. When the alligators take a chunk out of it, you're kind of homebound for a little bit, right?
Yeah. Get a bite taken out of it, and then the snakes start coming up. You know, it's never a good thing, especially for me, because I'm terrified.
And why does it always have to be snakes?
Always has to be
snakes. And Mohicans, this is a treat because you're hearing an authentic Cajun accent.
That's right.
Listen to that. It's beautiful, don't you agree?
Unlike Uncle Duvet on Hard Target, right? Right, Eli?
That's right.
It's like Gambit sitting with you in your living room right now.
It's beautiful. In your ear hole.
Yeah.
So, guys, look, enough of our Cajun jibber jabber. Let's go talk Disney at the con. All right, Internet, welcome to the Magic Our Way podcast. We're here live right here on YouTube, as well as we're live in your ear holes every Wednesday. So you're going to hear this show coming up very, very soon. But we're here to talk about the San Diego Comic-Con 2022 announcements related to Disney/Marvel, of which there was a lot, guys. I don't know about you guys, but it felt like Marvel just kind of unzipped their pants, dropped trowel, and let it unfurl upon everybody in Hall H. They dropped it all.
Yes.
All of it. I mean, they didn't, no shame either. They just went pop.
You gotta have the length. You gotta know where things are going.
They had length and girth, I thought.
I think they just finally realized, wait a minute, we have not given anybody anything to stay tuned in. So they decided, okay, we'll give them, because really, I mean, everything else we already knew about for the most part. Were there any surprises outside of the last two movies they named?
No, I mean we had previews of. We can't say all the stuff.
Well, yeah,
right?
we'll go through them one by one.
Yeah, but we knew the last two were coming for the Phase 4. We knew that was coming, and then going into Phase 5, we knew of a few of the titles that were already going to exist. But
some are surprises to me. I know that.
Yeah,
and that's what we're gonna go through for sure. A lot of the Hall H announcements that took place on Saturday, plus a couple of things that took place on Sunday. So we're just going to have a free-form discussion about this. Feel free to throw in any comments for anybody that's in there. But anyway, just to start off real quick, I think because D23 is also this year, a lot of Disney park stuff, a lot of Disney-centric stuff is going to be showcased there. So join back with us in about a month and a half or so in September when D23 happens. And hopefully we'll be talking about some advancements in the parks and the Disney movie universe. Who knows? But one thing that was announced at San Diego Comic-Con real quick was just National Treasure Edge of History, which is the Disney Plus series that's a spin-off of the National Treasure thing. You know, this is great. I'm looking forward to it. My family loves the 2 movies that came out with Nicolas Cage. They were a little sad that Nick Cage wasn't in there, but it's okay. It's a spin-off.
Oh,
So
man.
I'm looking forward to see what they're doing with it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it for Nick Cage. I watched it for the premise, the theme, the story that was coming about. I love that kind of stuff, man. It's like the Da Vinci Code meets history.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Da Vinci Code had to do with history. American history. It's like the Da Vinci Code
That's
meets
right.
American history.
Get all that American in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I got it didn't fully wet my whistle because I want to see more, but I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. But after that, quickly we transitioned right into Marvel, man. Marvel, San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel, this was their show.
This is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so this is all them, and just starting with a couple of smaller announcements. They talked about Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur gets a first look. What is that? Well, I've never heard of these people, Eli.
I mean, that's let's see. There was it? I think it used to be way back in the day. Like Kirk might can throw it at me different, but Devil Dinosaur is a character. But I think Moon Girl is like a new twist. So that's like that's in the comics. It's like a real cutesy kind of thing. It's gonna be animated.
It's going to be animated, so yeah, I'm going to definitely check that out for sure.
I don't know how that works though with a girl and a dinosaur.
Is it like a Peach Dragon kind of thing where Moon Girl finds Devil Dinosaur and they become unlikely friends and allies and
in the Savage Land?
Well, that's a good question, Daddy. Did they ever exist together in the same comic universe, or is this something new?
I mean, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah.
They was together. They had
really?
I
Were
don't know
they?
if it's still ongoing, but they had their own series.
Yeah, they had a series
Oh, I didn't know that.
recently.
This pairing is nothing new. It's been there all along.
But now they're just putting it in animated form, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay, because I mean, right off of this website Complex, they're saying this is Marvel's first black teenage superhero, Lunella Lafayette, which I guess is how they're going to.
oh, is she from here?
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. I mean, what about Miles Morales? Go ahead, though. That's
Well, I don't know. This is what I'm reading off the website, so I don't know if it's true. Or not.
Female. First female.
First, yeah.
Although you said teenage.
Well, it said first black teenage superhero.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm clarifying.
Every time we start talking about teenagers, somebody got to bring Miles Morales out their ass.
He the first one now.
Can't forget Miles, man.
I mean, technically, you go with Static, but he's not in the MCU. So I'm just saying, that's day one. That's day one.
Interesting, yeah. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. And plus, we got an announcement about X-Men 97.
I'm curious about that one.
Tell me about what's X-Men 97. I don't quite understand this.
So the old school, like we just had Steve Blum to do the intro. He was the voice of Wolverine. So like back when we were young, and in the 90s, we won't divulge our age. There was an X-Men cartoon. So this is supposed to pick up where that cartoon left off. Yeah.
So I got to go back, and hopefully it's on D Plus, and watch it all, and then catch up.
Oh,
with
yes,
this.
it is.
Yeah.
It is on
Very
D
good.
Plus. Oh well. then
Yeah.
I'll definitely-
So you get Gambit, Cyclops.
What?
You should Beast. Jubilee. Like that
Well,
old school.
They
Rogue.
showed a promo of all the characters in it, and it's all the old school characters. It's Beast, Rogue, Gambit, Cyclops, Jean Grey. This time, Magneto is going to be the leader of the team.
Really?
Oh, they've mixed
If you
it
remember,
up.
Eli, remember when Magneto took control of the X-Men back in the 80s? But he had that purple suit with the big M on it?
Yes.
That's the version of it.
That's that old school. That 90s.
But they're all going to be in the
version.
same 90s costumes. Rose will be in that skin suit, whatever you want to call it, tight skin suit.
Yeah, the spandex.
Gambit got his throwing cards, his trench coat, his staff.
That's who I want. Gambit
Awesome.
up in the MCU, man. I want to see that come
That
to
was
fruition.
that was really a fun, like that's one of those things like back in the day when they made a cartoon of that, you're like, oh man, that's a comic, translated to cartoon, and because they stuck to it, they didn't really try to deviate to nothing weird. And I mean, the 90s, that was my time, man. I'm welling up a tear just thinking about
Oh
it.
well, I'm gonna definitely check that out and
So-
try to catch up before it gets released.
Hopefully, they do it justice.
I hope so. I guaranteed stay subscribed to us, guys. We'll definitely talk about it. And also, I know we talked about it as one of the characters you can't stand, Eli, but we also got I Am Groot coming out.
I am out of that one.
Original shorts that'll follow Baby Groot's days growing up.
That's not right. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all right. I got nothing else to say.
You got nothing?
I mean, that's just wrong to do that. It's a whole Groot. Let's give him older Groot.
Yeah, well, they did what they could with him, and now it's like, okay, we got nothing else to write for him. Make him baby.
Yeah, make him baby.
Make him baby.
Make him baby.
Oh, baby.
Maybe we get to see puberty.
You already saw that.
Yeah, the second guy.
Yeah, where he was cursing and
Guardians.
stuff,
Yeah, when it was sap everywhere. And, ooh,
Yeah, it was sticky.
yes.
Played the game all the time.
Threads of sap everywhere.
Well, slap the
Nasty.
wood off that boy.
Sinewy. But yeah.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question? So if you had to watch this is a 5.
Hey, word that again so I can edit it real quick. Yeah.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
aren't we live?
Oh, yeah, we're alive. I forgot. Oh, crap. Fourth wall.
Like, how you go?
You guys didn't hear that. All right, try
You
it
gonna
again.
stop time.
Hold on, wait.
Cut it.
Live. Like, this
We're live.
is going out on YouTube right now?
Yeah, this is on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot. Oh,
didn't realize that.
nothing happened. You saw nothing here. Go, Danny.
So, okay, so it's a 5-episode mini-series, or what is that? I Am Groot?
The Groot, I believe, is 10 shorts.
10 shorts.
10 shorts following him growing up.
All right, what would you rather, 10 shorts of Baby Groot or 10 shorts of Baby Yoda?
Growing up,
I don't know what this thing's going to be. It says growing up. So.
I'll take.
Yeah,
Yoda.
this one says I Am Groot is a series of original shorts that will follow Baby Groot's days growing up.
I'll take Yoda.
I'd take Yoda, too.
All up on the Grogu. Give me that. Give me some 10 Yoda.
I think I kind of agree with that. I think I'd rather... Yeah, but then again, I also kind of feel like we get that out of the Mandalorian all the time. I think they've moved on from Baby Groot in the movies, so this is their only way to going back.
But you know how this works. Like, that's the only thing that's like Groot can't really, in my opinion, have something by itself because you already know what it's gonna do, and so all the situations that are involved, you can't carry something like that.
Have you always been on the anti-Groot train, Eli? I mean, he's
He's the
side of you I
conductor.
haven't seen before.
He's not on the train. He's driving the train.
No, he owns the line.
He is...
He's
You're the
Carnegie.
conductor, right? You bought all them railroads.
You go to my house, there ain't no Baby Groot not in there. I'm just saying. I don't even play with Groot on the puzzle game I got. There ain't no Baby Groot.
Oh, this goes deep, it sounds like.
I mean, I've said my piece in the sense that I like the original Groot.
Is it an aversion to wood, aversion to wood, or just a cuteness?
Version of
I don't think he has an aversion to wood.
no version of wood. Not here.
He brings the wood.
Yeah, I just think that number one, the initial thing is that the original Groot was a very cool character, sacrificed himself for the team, and says, I'm Groot. Like, it works because it's the first time you see it, but it's a gimmick. I don't think that having to retract so that it's a Baby Groot saying the same thing but having less of a purpose helps that franchise, if you will. That's where I would come from with that. Even Baby Yoda helps the Mandalorian franchise because it can be cute, whatnot, but it can still lift stuff. And you're like, oh no, Baby Yoda passed out again. But
I mean, to be fair, do you really want to watch The Mandalorian next season or whatever and see him raising Baby Groot all over again?
Baby Yoda?
I'm sorry, yes.
Baby Grogu.
Baby Grogu. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, I'd like to see him raise Baby Groot.
Baby Yoda,
That'd be funny, actually.
that would be a quick one.
But, the part about Grogu that I want to see is just how he escaped Order 66. That's the part I just want to know. Whether it's in a video game or a comic book, just put it somewhere because I'm curious how he survived and how he ended up, like at the beginning of Mandalorian, we're in that little cocoon or bassinet, floating bassinet thingy being hunted. I'm curious to know where that
You can
happened.
hide him
Wait a
in
minute. What do you
someone's
mean
boot.
escape Order 66? That happened. I thought the Mandalorian world happened after the prequels.
Yeah, but he survived Order 66 and there he is. So he was...
He's 50 years old in The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian takes place 5 years or so after Jedi. So he was it. Matter of fact, that's one scene in this last season shows it. You get the impression that he's inside something, watching all the
horror. Yeah,
all the clone troopers get killed, getting the killing on the young ones.
we get some insight through whatever her name, sister. What sister was it on?
Sister
Sister
Soldier.
Soldier.
Oh,
Sister
yeah.
Soldier in the last the Obi-Wan series, but so we kind of got an idea what she went through. So I'm curious to see, being 50 years old, how he survived, or how Grogu survived. I assume it's a he. Grogu survived Order 66 and all that.
Well, you guys out there, like, are y'all more Baby Groot fans or more Baby Yoda fans? Because we asked ourselves at the table, what about you guys out there? What y'all
I
think?
never really thought about that, actually. I mean, baby's a baby. I don't know.
I'm more a Muppet Baby fan.
Yeah, Muppet Babies are
That's
cool.
true.
Muppet
All right.
Babies, I'd rather that.
I watch that a lot.
This is a Muppet Baby Groot.
Yeah.
Muppet Baby Groot?
Yeah.
Rubber Baby Buggy Bumpers?
That's the dude.
All right, so what's next?
Yeah, so man, after that we comes to Saturday, and between that, I believe we got some trailers that were dropped, but Marvel had Hall H in the evening, and they just dropped a lot of stuff.
That Kevin Feige guy, huh?
Yeah. First of all, just to keep everything in the timeline, you got 2 trailers that were released for the last parts of Phase 4, which was the She-Hulk trailer. It was fun to see Mark Ruffalo back again as Hulk, and whatever. There's a little bit of comedy there. But the thing that caught my eye, and you guys kind of got to expand on this trailer a little bit more, is Daredevil making an appearance in the end, which I was, because here's the thing, my background with this, I started watching the Netflix Marvel stuff earlier this summer, and I watched so far I made it through both seasons of Daredevil, and all the different, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and all that, and so far my top is Daredevil. I really like the stories and how they did it, and to know that it's Charlie Cox and what's his name that plays Kingpin?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio. They're coming back for the Daredevil series, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and just seeing Daredevil pop in the end of that trailer, and not spoiling anything here. You can see the trailer, so check that out. That kind of got me a little bit excited. I was like, oh, cool. All right. They're doing something with it. He's not just going to be a cameo in Spider-Man. Daredevil's doing something. You know?
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? I'm curious to know, what you think about the trailer for She-Hulk and how Daredevil would fit in with all this. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, we can discuss Daredevil. I mean, he's getting his own series. I mean, beyond
Reborn.
this little cameo, that's good to see. So am I looking forward to seeing it? I guess. I mean, I kind of wanted a little bit more of Daredevil being Daredevil. I mean, so much of what you got was Daredevil leading up to being Daredevil. And so now that it was like watching Batman Begins. It's like, okay, that was nice, but I want to see him being Batman now. And so it kind of felt like we didn't see much of that. So I hope to see that a little bit more. I mean, 18 episodes, geez.
That's dedication.
That's a lot, dude. Jeez. They're going to bring him back. They're bringing him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be months out of your life. So it better not suck.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, they got a lot to, yeah.
But going back to
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, yes. Okay, so I'm intrigued by this. I still don't understand how they can make Samuel L. Jackson and Kurt Russell and Michael Douglas look young, and I never question it for a moment. I feel like I'm watching these guys from 20, 30 years ago, but for whatever reason, She-Hulk still, to the eye,
looks plastic.
Looks wrong. It looks very video game-ish. I don't understand why.
I think the actress, not against the actress, but I guess, she doesn't look like, when she turns into the Hulk, She-Hulk, it doesn't look like it's her, for one thing. Like, she looks, I would say, plastic, but I mean, I'll go with it.
It just seems like...
But it's a weird CGI,
yeah,
is my point.
Like, it shouldn't be that hard. It's not like she is so disproportionate like the Hulk.
But she's a small person in real life, and then, looks like she grows, and then, she's got her angular features as She-Hulk.
But, you could just paint her face green.
Go Lou Ferrigno style.
Exactly, and let her talk, and you just elongate the body features, make her body look a little bit more muscular. Why are you messing with her face?
Make her work out more.
I don't get it. It's something about her face when she talks. I feel like I'm watching Final Fantasy or something.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's fair.
That stands out. Having said that, I'm looking forward to the series. I love the idea. Superhero law. Eli knows that we've been talking about for doing a project like that for a long time that we kind of like and believe that there's a lot of great stories that could come from that. So I am looking forward to it. I love the idea that in this trailer you got to see Banner teaching her, or Hulk teaching her how to be a Hulk.
How to be Hulk. Smart Hulk.
Yes.
That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward. I'm going to watch it. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to watch it. So.
I mean, that's the next thing coming out on D+, because we're kind of in a lull right now, and the next thing is She-Hulk, and then after that, it's not D+, but Wakanda Forever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out. It's coming, I guess, the 11th. Is that right? August? Some mid-August in a few weeks.
I mean, you watch all these deep fake trailers. They can put Mark Hamill's face on, and it looks totally convincing. And yet, for whatever reason, I don't know why.
Is that ILM that's doing all that?
I don't know.
I'm curious.
Probably not. They probably try to go cheaper with it. I mean,
what makes it look even worse is that she's right next to Hulk.
Yes,
whose
right.
CGI looks as great as always.
Exactly.
It just looks so much weird, so much stranger.
Probably perfected his CGI. Like, we got him down.
It draws away from Hulk because now I'm like kind of nitpicking Hulk. Like, why does she look wrong, but he looks right? Now the more I'm looking at him, now I'm starting to pick out his little flaws, and so I don't know what's happening with that, but I hope they polish that up a little bit further beforehand, before that comes out, because maybe they're still working on the CGI. But
I would
August is coming up quick.
I hope so, because like you said, it does take away, and it looks like it's be a pretty good show. I enjoy the comedy. I enjoy the fourth wall breaking, because that's straight from out of her comics.
She does that in the comics too. Is that what you're saying?
She would look to the camera. Well, she looks to the camera and she makes a little comment. It's like she's looking back. She goes, what the hell? She looks back again. Her series back in the 80s, 9, John Byrne did. She broke the fourth wall.
So this is normal for her, is what you're saying.
I mean, at least in that, like
in that series. That's one thing she's known for. That being green and very, very curvy.
And seeing Tim Roth back as an Abomination and watching that transformation into him, that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
That's what I was gonna say. I like the fact that it at least adds to the Hulk mythos, which you really haven't seen in a long time. Pretty much since the old school Incredible Hulk which we didn't. We got Ruffalo in place of Edward Norton, so that myth hadn't really been explored as much. So that's cool to see. That's a chance of that. But the CGI is weird. I do admit it looks like they want to make a comedy out of it, which I don't have a problem with. But at the same time, I have a little worry when they start saying, yeah, we're just going to do, like, it's going to be straight comedy, whatever. Like, nah, just let it be organic. Don't try to...
Force it?
Yeah, don't try to tell me what type of thing it is, because the only thing that is not fair to this show, in my opinion, is that it has to anchor this phase, which has been a phase that's been all over the place. So it's kind of like putting added pressure on the show that it shouldn't have. You know what I mean? So I am looking forward to seeing it, absolutely. For what it is. And yeah, the Abomination looks good. I like Tim Roth when he was in Incredible Hulk. I mean, he's a phenomenal actor as well. So I would like to see what they pull with that.
Did anybody else get the idea? I know this is coming in phase 4 or whatever, but did anybody else get the idea that this takes place before Shang-Chi? Because both Wong and the Abomination are in this one, and they're both in Shang-Chi fighting each other. Mm-hmm.
But they're buddies though, right? They're doing it just for whatever.
Yeah, like they go from here to there, or they go from there to here, one or two.
This whole phase 4 is crazy.
I can't make heads or tails out of it.
Yeah, I can't. I don't even know where we're going with it.
Right.
All the different things
like,
are non.
Now we finally have ourselves a sense of where, pardon the term, the end game is going.
Yeah.
But it still feels like we haven't gotten
completion.
Right, except for Loki. It feels like if that's where we're going, we need a little bit more of a bite at the apple.
Yeah.
So you definitely get the feeling that Feige heard people saying, where the hell are you going with this? This crap does not connect. Tell us where you're going. And he gave it all at once.
That's funny he says that, though, because, like, actually there's a part I was watching the footage, and, like, there's a part where Feige's like, oh, yeah, you want to know where Marvel's going with phase 4? I was like, yes. Don't worry about that. So phase 5, we got all this going. I was like, oh, man, I thought he was going to explain how any of this made sense, because we've always talked about that, and, it's just like
they're throwing things on the wall to see what's stuck.
Yeah, just like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Look, got good stuff coming on.
It's like they're just trying to produce properties that can fit every racial, gender, any kind of, like, they're just trying to appeal to as many people as they could possibly can with introducing such a diverse mixture of shows that they forgot to bottle the end and make it all connect, which is what everyone's been waiting for.
Something Shaw-Gin did.
And that happened throughout, but I mean, you always had an Avengers movie or, Captain America Civil War or something to kind of always bring you back to the main issues
keep it on track. Yes, yeah. And then before we get to phase 5, the last thing we have of phase 4, of course, is Wakanda Forever, which forever we've been waiting for this thing to come out. So that's the last thing. We just got a trailer for that. Saw all kind of stuff in there. We know it's going to be somewhat of an emotional roller coaster because we know the passing of Chadwick Bosewick. They have a responsibility to that and Boseman. I'm sorry, not Bosewick. Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
And so we got to figure out a way how they're going to resolve that and continue the story. So this is how they're ending Phase 4. And you guys saw the trailer, I assume, yes? Well, what do we think? Enlighten me. Because I only recognize the people that I've seen before in Wakanda, but there's a lot of other people that start showing up, popping out of water that I have no idea who these people are.
Oh,
Atlanteans.
Yeah, the Atlanteans.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Really?
it's Namor.
That's the whole idea behind bringing in Namor, is that he's representing the Atlanteans, and that to me is going to be the most interesting part of the movie for me, because I don't know, Black Panther-less Wakanda kind of sounds a little bleak.
Yeah, it's
Well, somebody takes it because in the trailer you see somebody with and we don't know. We assume it's going to be his sister. Well,
That's
I don't
the
know.
most hopeful part. I hope it's not. I really hope it's not, Sherry.
Like a little twist, yeah.
I hope, you know what I hope happens? I hope what happens is that at the end of Black Panther, you saw Chadwick Boseman kind of offer to Killmonger, like, hey, we can save you. You don't have to die. Like, what, live in prison, stuff like that. Hopefully we find out that Killmonger never died.
He actually did save him.
He actually did save him, and there's your new Black Panther. That's
Okay. Damn it, Danny. You and I, our thoughts go together so often, but then again, sometimes they stray so far apart. I want to hit you.
Wow, how did it turn to violence so fast, officer?
you hard target.
But at the very end of that trailer, they showed somebody in the Black Panther outfit
With the
They showed-
claws, yeah,
Let
absolutely.
his claws come out.
Yeah.
And I freeze it right there to kind of tell if you can tell if that's a woman or a man, and it kind of looks like it's a guy. But if you remember, I thought the same thing, because Killmonger, when he wore the Black Panther outfit or whatever outfit he had the gold accents on the costume. T'Challa had the silver. When that image, it looks like it's the gold.
I agree.
claws and the gold accents on. So I'm like, I'm wondering the same thing. I wonder if they're going to show us how that Killmonger actually is there, and he's the new Black Panther.
I mean, he is an heir to the throne of Wakanda.
He technically is, right?
It would make sense. And
They established that in the previous movie.
Or,
Right?
you know what? You could always have a multiverse to where T'Challa's father died and T'Challa never came to be. And, oh, man, what's the dude?
Who?
Killmonger's father, blanking on the actor's name.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Who dies,
Yeah, he moves to LA. Yeah.
Anyway, that he becomes a king of, and so just naturally he becomes, and then who knows, they maybe even name him after T'Challa. Like as a kind of a thing, it's some kind of a multiverse. Because I mean, now you get into multiverse. Does that sound very much more far fetched than the idea that Killmonger didn't really die at the end? Yes, that he's really fighting for Wakanda. I think that's a brilliant way to go with it. I just am not ready to see, like, we barely got to know Shuri. We got to know her in really one film. I really kind of want Black Panther to kind of, be
solidified and having a sequel.
Before we already are passing the mantle off. You know?
I would agree.
It's Sam. Sam's going to take it.
Sam.
He's going to leave Captain America and he's going to become the new Black Panther.
Sam doing all the work.
Sam is doing everything. I'm going to be the new Black America.
He's gonna be like in the
or
shield,
Captain Panther
with claws flying, throwing shields. That's a hard work. That's a hard working hero right there.
Yeah.
I with that. That movie has from the trail, I should say, that has a lot in it. I mean, like I saw like there might be some talk of Riri Williams, who's kind of like a female Iron Man, like
is a cartoon? Is the character name?
Yeah,
Okay.
Riri. Yeah,
she was in the trailer.
Yeah, because there's a part where you see this person hammer out this like little symbol, and that's her symbol, a heart, and that's her symbol there. And so like my fear is that it's gonna be one of those movies like Justice League. That's the best way I could put it, where they just throw. No, I'm sorry, that's not right. Batman versus Superman. That's what I mean. Where they just throw in a whole bunch of elements, and then next thing you know, you're like, what did I just watch? And that's
nothing can be that bad.
I don't want it to be, because I think that, Chadwick Boseman did a great job. And I think, like, on top of that, Black Panther character would be awesome to carry forth in a franchise, and it's just unfortunate that the gentleman got taken so soon. But, same time, like that happened with the Joker, that happened with Batman, it's happened with Superman. They've always had an actor to replace because because it's a hero, and that mantle has to go forward. So I'm with you, Danny, and since that I hope they don't start trying to swift and change or just throw in so many elements. Having Namor in it is cool, but I'm kind of like, I saw the part of whales and people hanging on whales, and I was like, look, this look too weird now. This stuff look like
that looked wild,
now.
Man. Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, I don't know, but it's cool to see Namor on the screen. But that's my only fear based on the trailer about that movie.
The whale.
Yeah.
There's more than that, but yeah.
I'm showing up to the movie. I will watch this in the theater because I do want to see what they do with the Atlanteans. I do want to see how they handle the Black Panther thing. But I mean, I wish I had a lot more enthusiasm for this movie than what I do. And to me, like, there's several ways that this can fall flat and fail, and only a couple of ways that this is going to succeed because of Chadwick Boseman dying, and then their decision that we're not just going to go ahead and recast that part. And so, yeah, you're walking into this like, man, there's several things they have to stick here.
Yeah, you're killing, like a crazy ideal, even though like it's that's what's so.
And to me, Killmonger is really the only one that could do it.
And it would make sense. He still, and like, he still has a name. The actor, of course, Michael B. Jordan, still has a name. He can still pull it. He's worked with Ryan Coogler. That's the guy's name.
Coogler, yeah.
Coogler, so I mean, right? They did Apollo, Creed, I'm sorry. I love Apollo. But I mean, they worked together. So that would make total sense.
It was like the one thing about watching Black Panther, everyone walked away being like, man, yeah, Chadwick Boseman, awesome, Black Panther. But that Killmonger, dude, that dude stole that movie.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that.
He really made you feel, and that became the character that people look back on. So I really hope they do it because I think everything else, you put Shuri in there, it's what everyone expects. So it's going to fall flat. It's like we're already dealing with having a new Captain America, dealing with having a new Iron Man, it sounds like. So it's too much change now, like especially when you're talking about this whole thing of leading up to these Avengers stories where all this is going to culminate. It's like, well, who's left? You're kind of getting the B-level superheroes and Thor.
Yeah.
Because they even telling you, and we ain't gotten to it yet, but Guardians of the Galaxy, that's going to be that.
Eli, how you feel about them changing Namor to Aztec?
To the Aztec? Wait, explain that. I don't know what
he looked like he should have been one of the dancers in Coming to America. When the new queen comes out.
in the comics, he's Atlantean. That's in the middle of the Atlantic and everything. Here, he's going to is moving to just Central America.
Yeah.
Aztec
okay.
culture.
To answer your question, Kirk, actually, I had this conversation with a person a few days ago, and I really wish they would stick more to the comic lore. But I've said this in previous episodes and stuff. I think after the first phase, I just learned to not be a comic purist. Like I want to, because like I've read this and that's what I should see on the screen, but like they take a lot of leeway, and so there's this part where you have to say, am I happy that you're just making comic book movies? Because this is something like if I was a kid, I'd be doing backflips over, or do I just say, man, like these little weird nitpicky things, they're not what the character is, and why are they even making sure to accentuate something like that? So yeah, I wish he would just be Atlantean and we wouldn't have to tackle all of that stuff, but at the same time I have to like put a blinder on it and just be like, well, just glad there's a comic book movie out there,
I'm with you, but I do think the character looked good.
You said about like as far as like the look of
yes,
yeah,
I thought they chose a great actor. I thought you look at him and like, yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that.
But you can say, oh, he's Atlantean, like, so yeah, like you would buy that.
No, you're 100%.
Yeah. And Aztec is like, why do you need all of that level of?
He had wings. He had wings on his ankles. Can't get more accurate than that. Come on.
Except for Aztec.
Also, Dan, I think you were saying about how this movie is going to move on or be important and everything. I heard, no confirmation or anything yet, but I heard. You remember how in the first Avengers we had that tease with Thanos at the end? How Thanos showed up and said it was him. I've heard a rumor that there's actually going to be a big bad guy who's making brings this conflict in between Atlanteans and Wakanda, and it's Doctor Doom.
Really?
Okay.
We've been hearing about that for a while. That should be interesting.
And that's what I heard. I heard a couple of people online today saying about that he's gonna be the big bad that's making this conflict right here. So I guess that may bring it over onto the Fantastic Four film.
Nice.
Interesting.
Nice.
Who doesn't
Yeah.
love vibranium?
Yeah. Oh man, I want some more vibranium in my life,
There you go. Me too.
or at least period. I guess.
I heard that's the reason why, because he's looking for the vibranium that Wakanda has to, for himself.
Yeah, improve his metal or something like that.
Because
that's
Victor Von Doom is a scary bitch. You know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's typical, villain plot 101. Get the vibranium. No one can stop you.
All right, so this brings us to Phase 5, of which there's a lot that was dropped for Phase 5, which they're calling the Multiverse Saga.
All right.
How about that? So
Were we already dealing with the multiverse saga in Phase 4?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I guess they just decided to give it a name, right?
Yeah.
I love the multiverse concept, but I still just haven't seen them. Like, outside of Loki, like Multiverse of Madness really didn't do anything for me. They did that. They made it work with Spider-Man. It's kind of been hit or miss as a concept thus far, I think.
Yeah, we just need something that ties it all together, and at least keeps us into that particular thing. And Loki, they hadn't done that in a while. We got Loki, Multiverse of Madness. That's about
What
it.
If?
What if? Yeah, and that was all last summer. We were talking about that last summer. So I'm curious to see where they go with this. And as I mentioned, and then it transitions to Phase 5.
Is that Secret Invasion?
That is Secret Invasion,
All right.
coming out in spring 2023. That is correct.
I'm sorry, I quit it, but Ant-Man is before that.
Oh, Ant-Man
Yeah,
before
Ant-Man
that.
kicks it off.
Oh,
Quantumania
okay.
kicks it off.
Quantumania.
Yeah.
Running wild, brother.
What are you going to do when Quantumania cuts on you?
Kang's coming back in that one. That's where Kang's going to be.
We got the poster. We got some Kang in the poster. We got some, what the daughter's name? I forget. Cassie is also in her little outfit in the poster as well.
There's Hope and Van Dyne. There's,
Yep, Van
Scott,
Dyne.
of course. And,
There's a little leaked footage that we watched earlier.
Yeah, we did. Like every other Ant-Man movie, I'd be just fine watching this when it comes on Disney Plus or
TBS.
except for the introduction of Kang. I want to see more. That character was so quirky and different and riveting, and there was something alluring about him. It felt like you were watching an incomplete version of Kang, so I really want to see what Kang is going to become.
That looks like a different version that we're going to get.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is it a different version every film? Is it like every single time you run across a Kang, you kill a Kang, there's still another Kang coming? Like, what are we going to be seeing here with all this Kang stuff? So, knowing that we're going to actually get Kang, and this might be one where I actually go to the movie theater to watch Ant-Man for the first time.
Yeah, because he did at the end of Loki. He did mention there was a bunch of different Kangs throughout history and the different universes.
At the end of that trailer, when he comes in, and you can't really see the trailer because the leaked footage I saw was taken at an angle, so you couldn't really tell. But he says he meets up with Scott. And he says something like, "Haven't I killed you before?" Or something like that. It's like, oh crap, those guys will be badass. Because you're used to the quirky character that we saw before. This one doesn't seem to be quirky.
Yeah,
He's all serious.
he all business. I would say, like, and it's a guess, but I would say, yeah, if you're gonna have Kang, at least in the comics, I mean, there's always some different version. He's always trying to master the timeline, and so you get so many different versions that this one ultimate version. I read this book a long time ago, Avengers Forever, and there was like this one Kang that mastered everything. So I would hope that you do get different versions just to kind of make it, put a little extra spice in it. So it won't be, straight bad guy, but you get a couple, different versions of it. So there'd be something that you like. Because Sirius Kang in the Ant-Man film, I don't know.
I mean, I dig it because I watched the cartoon Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and I only got one Kang on that one, but he was enough for me. I mean, I thought that Kang the Kang the Conqueror was a badass.
Yes.
I was like, this is awesome. And then when I heard you came in Loki 2, I was like, oh yeah, I know that was enough to wet my whistle. I was just very psyched for it. Just I didn't realize there were many different Kangs, but I was just happy with the one Kang I got in that cartoon series. So yeah, I'm curious to see what they take it.
I am too.
I'm curious to see what Bill Murray's role is.
Yes,
That looks really. That
it's a
looks
character
really
called the
strange.
Chive.
It's going to come to a point in a couple of years where just every actor in Hollywood has acted in a Marvel film at some point in time. Like, there's just going to be no way to avoid it.
When they gonna put Denzel Washington there?
That's a great
Oh
question.
yeah, that'd be great.
Like, who could he be? That's a great question.
Oh, in the world of the multiverse, you have to be
Anybody
some
who
old
wants
school.
to.
Yeah. I'd be fine if he was Magneto. Shit, he was Malcolm X. Same guy, kind of.
Another Spider-Man. There you go.
Yeah, he'd be Spider-Man.
Another Spider-Man, yeah. But a different kind of Spider-Man.
If the MCU was made in the 90s, he probably would have been Black Panther, right, Lee?
That's exactly right.
All right, so happened at the same time, as that. We got Secret Invasion, which I have no idea what the heck this is about. I imagine Skrulls are involved, maybe?
Okay, yeah, that's what I asked Eli to explain that to me. So why don't you explain to listeners what the hell is Secret Invasion?
So Secret Invasion is a storyline that they have where like the Skrulls start to impersonate all various people on Earth, like normal people, heroes, and otherwise. So of course, it's a Earth invasion plan without bringing out all your business. So I think here, this is for Disney Plus. I think like Samuel L. Jackson's in it, and Colby Smulders is her
Yeah,
name?
I'm about to
Maria
say.
Hill.
Yeah, Maria Hill, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they try to do like this kind of espionage, kind of paranoia. Who do you trust? Who can you not trust? Kind of thing. But it's pretty much an alien invasion of Skrulls, but you don't know
Who's a Skrull
and who's not.
I mean, I hope so, because they kind of took Nick Fury and left him in space with the Skrulls.
Well, aren't Skrulls good people?
And this thing is, I remember in the cartoon series, Earth Mighty Heroes, they weren't.
No, right. They always were bad, but Captain Marvel Skrulls were nice.
Because I remember in the cartoon series, they had a whole series where the Skrulls took over Captain America, and they didn't know who they were fighting in the Avengers, and then they discovered it later. So it was like a whole series of cartoons shows that they showed. Showcasing that they were not good, but in this case, it seems like they're portraying them as like okay people.
Well, I mean, there may be a sect that is bad, because when the book came out, actually, I used to have a T-shirt that was like it had like all of the heroes here. Like it was started with Iron Man and Miss Marvel and all this stuff. But they were all Skrulls.
Well, and that's going to be the problem with this. So I'm not really kind of looking forward to this one, because it's like if we're basically dealing with a TV show where the main bad guy could be anybody. You better come with some real, like, if you can be anybody, I better see all of a sudden Tony Stark's back, all of a sudden Cap's back, all of a sudden, Spider-Man's here. It's like if you
Aunt May.
Exactly.
Aunt May.
Aunt MILF.
Aunt MILF.
Or just heroes that they can introduce later.
Right.
That,
Thor better show up.
Now.
Like if a Skrull can imitate anybody, hopefully they're not just imitating, Kirk's got Secret Invasion right there. And who's on the cover of this?
Yeah, what do we got here,
That's
Kirk?
Captain America. Mm-hmm. That looks like, is that Iron Man to the right?
Looks like Iron Man to the right,
Iron
yeah.
Man next to him. Then there looks like Hawkeye, there's Spider-Man.
Sure. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you got to bring all the heavy hitters, because if the Skrulls can be anybody, you don't want them just being Joe Jerkoff. They got to be somebody of importance in the Marvel universe. Otherwise, why turn into them?
I now want to see Joe Jerkoff.
Oh God, he was an awesome.
next MCU hero.
Serious superpowers, though.
Unfurled.
Shoots a Skrull
Face
right
like a
out of
chest.
there.
He's got a really big right arm.
Yeah, that's a super Skrull. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that one. I mean, I like conspiracy theory stuff, but yeah, I agree with you. It should be something because that's a far out concept from a far out book. So you got to have some superhero stuff up in there. And I'm worried when they do the D+ stuff, because that's not the same budget as having like a full on movie. So that's a fair concern.
Yeah, but they've been doing pretty good with the Star Wars stuff and in that kind of style, the movie style and the budgets. Granted, they're only like 6 episodes.
But but MCU stuff, you got people that gotta fly without jetpacks, and they, you're talking about a storyline where aliens are gonna show up from another planet and turn into other people. That's a lot of.
It's
special
a lot of stuff,
effects.
yeah.
I was going to say that last Star Wars series.
Whoa, look at that.
I don't know.
We got Kirk's got something up that I'm soloing. Just so
Okay.
Oh, man.
everybody can check out the big.
So
fight
it's
scene.
like real heroes fighting the Skrull versions of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you would want to see, but clearly that's not what we're going to get.
No, it's probably gonna be like straight
Look at the back.
Shield stuff.
Oh, what's the back, Lucy?
Oh, it's a poster for Iron Man.
The original yeah.
Iron Man.
That's
I started it all.
That's how old school that storyline is.
Inside the back cover.
Sold it again.
That's what it should have been.
And the Hulk. Oh my God.
Dang, Ed Norton. You could have been
Classic.
great.
Classic.
Ruffalo's been fine. I got no complaints. I'm with you. I'm a Ned Norton fan. So, But anyway, moving forward, move this whole
But
conversation.
that's Secret Invasion. So.
Yeah, Secret Invasion. And then after that, on Cinco de Mayo of 2023, we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I am not looking forward to this.
I was gonna say I would be if Guardians 2 was halfway decent. But
Thank you.
It's like
Lee.
I mean, if there's anything that I like on the comic book spectrum, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Like this was one of those ones oh man, now I'm into Marvel a little bit.
That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. It's the film you show people who are not Marvel fans that gets them into Marvel.
It worked.
Yeah,
But you don't show them part 2.
No, you don't.
Like Thor Part 2, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You don't show them Thor Part 2.
Iron Man 3.
Not that bad, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
What?
I mean, it's possible the third one could be better. It could be good, but
Yes,
what's
it
the
could
chance?
be.
I mean, it could be like Cars 3, not as good as the first one, but way better than the second one.
Kirk, I sense you have a problem
Yeah,
with
he's having a
us
conniption.
not liking
Next thing you're gonna be telling me is you don't like Iron Man 3. Come on, what the hell?
House Party.
I got
House
nothing
Party
to tell you
Protocol.
right now.
Yeah, the pajama jammy jam Iron Man.
Yeah. The only thing good about that movie was the credits.
And Kirk's having is
Take your
upset.
time. Let that
He's
man
all
be.
upset. Look at him.
No, go ahead, Kirk.
Do you really like Guardians of the Galaxy too?
Oh, I thought it was awesome.
Get out of here. Really?
Ego?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Okay.
I get look. And this is only one part, but at the end, when after Yondu's gone, they done buried him out in space, whatever, and that song comes on that he's listening to. I forget what the Fathers and Sons, I think is the name. Look, little tear every time.
Oh, you felt that.
Felt it
That's cool.
all up in here.
All up in your chest.
You may be your
That's
father.
Yeah, but the rest of the movie sucked.
Oh, and Lee just throws a hammer down.
It wasn't good. That was the Wandu stuff was good. Wandu.
Yondu.
Wandu, yeah.
Bringing this joke
I
back.
mean, that
Still
was
saying Wandu.
Wandu Wednesday. That's how we
Wandu
got it.
Wednesday. But yeah, so I mean, that part was good to see. I mean, it definitely tugged at your heartstrings. But it's but the rest of the stuff was just stupid. So it's I get the ending was good, but overall, in general, I mean, the movie is just terrible.
Well, look, here's my fear for this one. This third one is I don't have confidence in Baby Rocket.
Well, you don't know that. You're probably going to get a flashback.
Yeah, but that's my I like Rocket. That's my favorite character out of that group because it's Enigma. It's just okay, here's this augmented raccoon that does stuff, and I'm good with that. So I don't really need to see a backstory, but it looks like, here's my fear, right? It looks like, again, from what I read, they're going to have Adam Warlock in it. That could be awesome. But then there's the high evolutionary, so there's more celestial stuff, which really hasn't been established. And then what does that have to do with, Baby Rocket? And then I don't want to see a raccoon cry. That didn't seem to work in the second one.
And this is supposed to be the ending of their trilogy.
Yeah.
Yet we're going to have to go through a period where Gamora doesn't have any knowledge of Peter Quill, so you got to go through them reconnecting just to get back to a norm where it's okay, you like us, we like you, and there goes Kevin. He's got to go pee. Look at him doing the pee walk right out the door. Bye, Kevin. Pee walk. Surprised he opened the door. I thought he was going to Kool-Aid man it right through. Oh yeah, boom. So yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I just don't. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I will go see this in the theater. Look, to me, it's one good movie, one bad movie. And then, no offense, Kirk. I mean, just the last one didn't connect with me. So that's where I'll go with.
Yeah, again, maybe it'll be the Cars 3 situation where it's okay, that was much better.
It was much better, but still kind of sucky.
Yeah,
At least from what I heard, Groot is going to be older and a more different physical character, bigger. So maybe that'll be better.
And I'm good.
Okay.
I would take that. I mean, look, I've seen the first two. I love the first one, absolutely. But what made the franchise special was that there were a bunch of misfits that were going on adventures. And that was it. They just cracked jokes, ripped on each other, kind of like what we do here on the show, right? And that was it. Once it starts getting into this weird, I'm a sappy animal and all that stuff, no, that's not with this character. This character blows people up. Like,
yeah, it does worry me that we got to go to the cuteness of seeing a little baby Rocket come, and then the trauma of watching how they hurt him and mutilate him and make him this thing and put him together. That heart-wrenching story that you got, and they summed it up perfectly within that 30-second scene. We're gonna watch it play out probably for like 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would say. We got the perfect backstory. You could see it. You could hear the way he talked and how he looked when he's talking about it. We don't need to see exactly how it all went down.
It's like finding out how Michael Myers became Michael Myers. You did exactly what you needed to do. Why we need to revisit it. Kevin's gone, so I guess I'll take it over here.
I was going to say the next thing up is Echo.
Echo.
For Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's what I think about Echo.
What?
All right, moving on.
Echo.
Does anybody really Echo?
I mean,
The hell?
I didn't care about the character when the characters in the comics for
Thank you
for Daredevil.
Like I felt bad about the character and stuff, but I mean the character really was ultra aggressive and did nice, but then mean, but then I who cares?
But you do it. It's Elektra pretty much.
Yeah,
that's what I would think.
All right, moving on.
It's electric.
Does anybody have anything positive to say about Kevin? Do you care about Echo?
I had to ask Eli who Echo was to remind myself who that person was. I just remember there was a person that shot Kingpin at the end of Hawkeye, and that was it.
It's a prequel. It's really Echo 1, and it's going to be a Star Wars prequel.
Oh, where's Echo Base?
Wasn't that the Ghostbusters car?
Huh?
That's
Isn't that the Ghostbusters
Ecto one. Ecto. Close. A little different.
I like how y'all are still echoing Ecto 1.
Yes.
I like that.
All right.
Echo.
So,
All right.
Moving
Next
on.
up.
Moving on.
Loki season 2.
Yeah, summer 2023, man.
What do y'all think about that?
I am curious to see where that goes. I liked Loki.
I like Loki
Last year,
as well.
Yeah, 2 years later, I'm enjoying it too, especially since we left him hanging with his boy, his friend that he grew to enjoy. I forgot the character's name, Owen Wilson's character. Yes. He left in a different universe where he didn't know who the hell he was. Yeah, Mobius. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm curious to see where that goes.
So I'm kind of looking forward to it, but not in the same realm because I didn't think we needed this. Like I heard they were filming it, and I was like, okay, cool. I enjoyed the first one. I'll tune in for the next one, but I kind of felt like Loki was there to establish the concept of the multiverse. Cool. Now cultivate it in the movies so it can move forward and get to an endpoint. Why are we still talking about it? Why are we still getting into this? I mean,
because it made money, and we're not going to turn it down.
Yeah,
well, Tom Hiddleston need work.
The problem with it is, and again, it's not to say it was bad. I will tune in. I will watch it. It just gives you more crap to watch so you can follow what the main storyline is, which is what we all want to do. We all just want to know where else is going, and we can invest our time to have to watch all these little side stories and all.
I mean, just at least tie it into the main timeline, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind the side story as long as they bring it back to it's supplementing this.
Like, because where can Loki go from here? We got the introduction of the concept of the multiverse. Now all these creatures are coming in. Okay, now what? We're going to get more time variant stuff? I mean, it kind of felt like we got enough of that. I don't need to watch that continue to play out.
I think the bottom line is you have just the same reason we got a Thor Love and Thunder, which is technically Thor 4. You have a bankable star at the center of it, and they want to put him back out. And like Lee said, make some more money.
Yeah.
Well, also that summer on July 25th or 29th, somewhere in there, 2023, 28th, sorry. 2023, we got The Marvels, which was also teased this past year with Miss Marvel ending. If you haven't seen that yet, of course, Brie Larson. Somehow they swap places thanks to that bracelet that she has. And so, yeah, that supposedly leads us to the Marvels episode, which if I zoom in on Kirk is thoroughly excited.
Let me see that.
Look at him.
Show me that smile again.
He is very excited for the Marvels.
Yeah, this really is a stupid way to go with this. I don't understand this. Hopefully this will be fine, but god dang, like, I didn't have the problem with Captain Marvel that Kirk did, obviously, but you introduce her as being one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful
has to be
superhero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and now you just throw her in like she's a part of the Shazam family? Come on, man.
Yeah, I was hoping that they would have done, like, I know they talked about this in the rumors and innuendos like years back when they had Endgame and then they had all the female superhero characters standing together, like there was her and then there was Rescue, I guess that's Pepper Potts.
Yeah, Pepper Potts, Rescue.
And, there was like, there was, Scarlet Witch and all. I mean, so it's like, oh, okay, well, that's awesome, because that's got some nuance to it. But yeah, I'm not sure how this kind of pulls itself out because, I mean,
she should be treated like Superman, not like a member of the Brady Bunch.
I agree. I totally agree. I think that's an empowerment for a lot of people who want to see, ships being broken, and we know as storytellers how tough that is to have someone who's invulnerable that can't be touched. It's really hard to make a story that makes it relatable, but it's just fun to watch him break stuff.
We're gonna get Captain Marvel then.
I hope they add somebody there that you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
It'll be the one from WandaVision.
Well, that Captain Marvel, Redbone, the daughter and the mom probably. If we're talking about multiverse,
that's got to be a serious villain that they're gonna face though, because that's a lot of power in itself.
It's a celestial.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You can't have no person show up. Well, that maybe. But
can't be no low-level threat. It's got to be something
big.
Yeah. I mean, you got to, like, that has to be pure. Like, because now you're trying to put characters. Here's the thing, right? You're trying to put one character that had one movie and it had a couple of parts in game, and they were, like, high-impact parts. When she showed up, she punched the ship out. If she showed up, she punched Thanos in the mouth or whatever, right? So now you got a base movie on that, and then someone that had a TV show. So that means you got to really put a lot of faith into this franchise and make that stick out the way you're supposed to have some faith in it to be. And that's really hard to do with characters you don't know.
All right, so going from that, we're going into fall 2023. And I'm going with this one first only because they have it ahead on the timeline from this other one. But it probably won't be Wesley Snipes, right? But we're getting it should be. You're right. I remember watching that when it was awesome. But
grew up on
we're talking about in November 3rd, 2023 in theaters, Blade making its appearance or debut in the MCU. How about that?
How are they going to top the original? Is it a continuation? Is it a Is it just a redo? What is it?
Are they acknowledging the original? Maybe
I don't think so. I think they're just redoing it.
Just a redo. Just start over.
Yeah, start over. I think.
Man.
I love Wesley Snipes, man.
Oh,
that was such a good.
Taking a cue from Top Gun.
From Top Gun?
Top Gun. That movie did so good this summer, man. People are gonna. I don't know. Blade was like so unique. Again, that's again to me like Guardians of the Galaxy was like I knew nothing about this. Didn't know it was a comic book character or nothing. But just Wesley Snipes was such a badass dude, in that movie, and just. Man, it was so unique, such a unique twist on the whole vampire genre that you did not have to be a big comic book fan to love this movie.
And that's the thing, right? It's like this was a time when comic book movies weren't as prominent as they are now. But it was during a time when a lot of vampire movies were coming up, with like Interviewing the Vampire. Yeah, what was that?
Lost Boys.
Yeah, Lost. Was the thing? Was that One Night in Mexico or whatever?
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about. You're talking about
Tarantino. Yeah, what was that called?
Robert Rodriguez.
Darkness. Dang, I can't think of it now.
Yeah, because the dude had the little.
Because it's George Clooney.
Dust Before Dawn.
Thank you. Yeah. So they had a bunch of vampire movies, and that Blade happened to come out around that time when all that was happening. But it won't be Wesley Snipes, but it is Blade.
Now you know who the actor is, right?
I don't actually.
Okay, you watch Luke Cage.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you know the villain in the first season,
Cottonmouth.
Not Cottonmouth.
Not Cottonmouth.
The other dude. The brother that's
the brother, not Shades.
Yeah, not Shades.
Who's the other bad guy?
See, exactly, right there.
I remember. I just know Cottonmouth and those Shades. I don't know anybody else.
Because he goes ahead at the end and he's the guy that runs the club. That's the thing.
Oh,
he's a good actor, but I've never seen him.
You had to explain that one to me.
Exactly. This is like Wesley Snipes. Like, I mean, this dude knew martial arts. He was Passion 57. This guy did stuff that you were like, oh, yeah. Like,
and still looks good.
Still, he can still do it. I would totally.
You saw Come to America, too.
He can still was Nino Brown.
Yeah.
I just think that's I like the character, but, I mean, this dude that's taking his place, I'm sure he's a great actor and whatnot, but he's not someone that sticks out to be like, oh man, that dude's gonna kill it. This looks like something that's gonna depend a lot on CGI. You're not gonna get any close like tight action of this dude like you did with Wesley. Like, I'm sorry, like
This dude, I remember him from House of Cards. That's what I remember him.
okay.
Oh yeah, I never saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, watch Wesley Snipes make a cameo. I bet you.
She'll make a cameo, take over that scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he makes a cameo, he might distract people from the fact that there was a better guy who did this.
yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Remember,
That's true.
the Blade made a little cameo in Eternals at the end, the end credit scene with the Black Knight.
Okay.
Okay.
It was his voice that spoke to him. I don't know. I only saw it
I
once.
think he meant to say that he's on Cameo.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
But
Eternals
who
was
knows? Maybe
tough.
it's good.
Yeah, maybe so.
I hope so. I mean,
Maybe
for
it
the
won't
sake
be
of the franchise.
Mobius 2.0.
Oh,
Or
boy.
Morbius. What was it?
Yeah, Mobius.
No,
yeah.
Mobius.
Yeah.
The Sony Spider-Man.
Leto.
villain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't even see
geez,
that.
Yeah.
Oh, good God!
It looked broke.
I never saw that, so I have no idea.
right.
So that's good.
Ironheart.
Yeah, Ironheart, fall 2022, 2023. Sorry, what,
So we
what
don't
is
get
this?
we don't get a Pepper Potts Iron Man. We don't get a Don Cheadle War Machine movie. We go straight to Ironheart.
Who's Ironheart?
Exactly.
Riri.
I don't. Who's Riri?
Yeah. That's
I work with a Riri, but that's only your nickname.
oh Lord.
I don't know. What's this Riri Williams?
I mean, yeah. That's,
Talk to me.
That's just this young teenage girl. I think.
Lots of teenage things.
Yeah, there's like I mean, maybe it speaks to the wokeness. But she in the books. If correct me if I'm wrong here, Kirk. But I think she like has like some of Tony's stuff. It's not like Tony just kind of says, "Oh, all right, you're the next Iron Man." She kind of like takes some of his work and just kind of builds on her own stuff, builds her own suit, builds her own armor, and
Okay.
goes from
Yeah,
there.
but haven't we seen this with Spider-Man? He has armor. Pepper Potts has armor. War Machine has armor. Hasn't the whole armor thing ran thin at this point?
Apparently not.
I think it has.
I don't know. But see, like a Disney Plus series with that, I think like they tried to capitalize the fact, if we're right, that this character is going to be in Wakanda forever, and it's going to be popular enough to have her own series.
I hope they're right.
So it's a gamble, which is why I don't have an exact release date. They just have a general fall 2023.
Right.
Why I'm not looking forward to that.
And I
Interesting, yeah.
agree with what Danny said. Like, why not have a War Machine? Why not have Pepper Potts? Like, in other words, we got people that are established.
Aren't they supposed to have a show? with
He's
War
popping.
Machine?
No, I think
Or,
It's
I
like-
think something he was supposed to be in, but I think now he's popping up and
like Wars or Metal Wars or what do we call it? Metal Gear?
Army Wars.
Army War, Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Army Wars.
I think War Machine's popping up in another film, another series. I'm sorry, and I don't remember.
You talking
what
about the
it was.
actors popping up somewhere? You
I'm talking about Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, yeah. War Machine, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. I think his character's popping up.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a Secret Invasion.
There you go.
Oh, really?
That's
okay.
what it was.
That's a
So we're not getting
Oh, I
Armor
like that
Wars, I
behind
guess,
you.
right? I guess we're not getting Armor Wars?
It hasn't been announced, but in Phase 6, I think there's like 8 slots that are open, but nothing was put in them, so that may be in there.
Is that Ray Ray behind you?
Yeah, that's Riri.
That is Riri behind me.
Yeah.
Look at Riri.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, Ironheart.
You
I
call
mean,
Riri. You call Riri.
What
Riri.
do you feel? What do you feel about this, though, Kirk? So, like, as a new character, there's a whole lot of, Iron people we could put in there. We go with Riri, making it happen. Give him the heart, Ironheart.
Where else would they go? I mean, the character's there. They got to put somebody to replace. I say replace Tony. I don't think you can actually replace Tony, but that type of hero, that type of person in the MCU, that with that skill set, the whole the armor and everything. You're not gonna do it with Don Cheadle. You're not gonna do it with Rhodey.
I don't. Why not?
'Cause I don't think they would. I don't think they would. This character is ready made for them. I wouldn't doubt if this character was made within the last 10 years. I'm not really sure. I think she was. This was that.
Riri?
It's early. It's an early character. It's a young character. I'm sorry.
I mean, I dug Don Cheadle's character.
I
don't.
like the
They
two,
did a good
yeah.
job. I think, but I don't think they would trust the whole movie to the character. But you go do it. Give her a series. I hope she blows out the water.
Maybe what you're trying to say here is that what they're doing is they're not making necessarily the best choice of a continuation of an Iron Man story, but the best choice to appeal to a younger demographic.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a variant.
And the character, she's there already. She exists in the Marvel universe. You can debate whether she should have been created in the first place. That's a whole other topic. She's there, so let's utilize her. Bring in a whole different audience.
What's funny before we move on was so all the Disney Plus series, like for the Marvel part, they talk about the 616. I don't know if anyone's seen this, but there's an episode in there that talks about how a comic book is created, and they actually do one about Iron Man 2020. Like they did, it was like an older character, and then when it got to 2020, they like, oh, let's redo him, and he's supposed to be, I think Stark's like half brother or something like that. And he has the tech and the suit, but it's like he has these big goofy gears on him. And I just thought that would have been funny in the sense that they made a documentary with Dan Slott. And, like they showed you the whole process of making the book. And then yet, that character that they just showed you how it's made doesn't get a Disney Plus series. I mean, nothing against Riri. I'm just saying, like, there's a little build-up you have right there.
Are you talking about the series that showed Dan Slott is like the idiot like he is?
Oh. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, of course, I know you're upset because he killed Spider-Man. Totally good died. Totally good died.
I'm just saying, we just got done with Miss Marvel, and this does not
Totally
speak to
that.
me. I'm sorry, I don't know. Maybe y'all out there loved Miss Marvel. I thought it had its moments, but for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving
on. Yeah, we got coming winter 2023-24, so they don't have exact dates. It could be December or January. We have Miss Agatha with the Covenant Chaos coming in there.
Moving on.
Yeah, go past that. A villain should not have their own show.
Like, what the hell? Didn't we say everything we needed to say?
Well, Loki's not a villain anymore.
He bounces back. He's always bounced back and forth.
But he was at least charismatic. I mean, this.
Yes.
I'm kind of like, okay, well, does that mean that, the Scarlet Witch didn't want to do WandaVision no more? So they were just like, hey, this will work. Like, I don't know. That just seems.
She brings back Wanda. That's what she does.
I'm not excited about this one. I
don't know what to expect.
No disrespect to the actress.
She nailed it as Agatha on the series. But I mean, she's got to hold her own series now.
Yeah, it doesn't pump you up, right?
Not a bit.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's like a Boba Fett series where it's mostly about Wanda, but a little bit about Boba Fett.
They ain't good, bro.
Yeah,
they ain't good, bro.
I can see them. They did it once. Who knows? They could do it again.
They can do whatever they want.
It's an Agatha, but it's mostly WandaVision.
I mean, it's stuck on there now. Yeah. That's probably what they put on this on TV.
Where's Deadpool 3?
I know, right? That's what I want. Deadpool 3. Why is it not on here?
Yeah, where's
I thought he was joining the MCU. Yeah. That's what I want.
More mutants.
You can find him on Disney Plus, apparently.
I know. 1 and 2 and Logan.
All right, so next up is what? Daredevil?
Next up, it's spring 2024. They list Daredevil Born Again with Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
right?
That's your people right there.
That's what people. I'm looking forward to it. It's a ways off. They don't have an exact date, so I hope it comes to fruition, but we'll see what happens.
I'm all right.
I can watch it. I mean,
I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to hope it's going to be good. I mean, hopefully it's not as dire as the last one.
I never got past the second season of that, so I have to try to.
I'm about to start the third season, so I'll let you know. But I mean, that's a heck of a long time between what do you call it, She-Hulk and then Daredevil. So I wonder if he makes an appearance before then.
And Daredevil's a good character, so it just seems how they.
If written right, yeah.
If written right.
Yes.
All right, Captain America.
May 3rd, 2024, Captain America New World Order.
When all these people watch you, baby, you better not stink.
So better said as Captain America NWO.
Yeah. But wasn't that the name of the first episode for Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
New World Order?
I want to say.
It might have been. I don't remember. It's been a while since
I've seen that. So it's like, how broke are you doing this now? Now you just taking the title of one episode, making a movie out of it.
Hey, either way, they're going to have Old Bay in the background.
Oh, I was going to say the same thing. Long to keep Old Bay out of it.
Old Bay.
I think it's just call it Captain America. Who dis?
Who
Who dis? New phone. Who dis?
Who you here?
New actor. Who dis?
Yeah.
New actor. Who dis? I'm so worried. I'm so worried. Like in the books, they don't do it right where it's like because I bought when they first did Sam as Captain America, I bought it for the art. I'm a fan of Stuart Immerwin who who drew it. I'm sorry. So I love the art. But it was like when I read the first few pages, like, oh my God, like they were calling the man illiterate and all this other stuff. Like, slow down a second, like, give brother a chance, like, just be like, hey, we're gonna crush you, man of democracy. Like, I'll take that. But it has a different tone to it in the books. And even when we saw Falcon and Winter Soldier, I mean, it had that undertone of, well, you're not really Captain America. You're just what America has issues with. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, some parts, I was like, I get it. And other parts, I was like, come on, man. let's have America,
Yeah,
man.
can he just represent America and kick some ass? And
can he just throw his shield and do stuff? Now,
That's all that's important.
having said that, the only fear I have is that they
Fear
take.
itself.
No, this could be a multiverse thing. Like you were asking about something earlier in the books. He fought a female Red Skull. It was like Red Skull's daughter. He fought all these offshoots of actual Captain America villains. Like he fought Batroc. Like it was all in this one book. I'll break it. I didn't do like Kirk and had the book on me, but that's the only thing I can see. Maybe they'll do something weird with that. But I just hope they don't take it like where they had it. That's about it.
I'm with you.
Yeah. After that, coming in July 26, 2024, we got the Thunderbolts.
And I'm so happy to hear about this because I love that show. And the puppets would do like.
Oh, that's the Thunderbirds. I was thinking the same thing. That's that British show. Yeah.
Well, what the hell is that?
I don't know. I was going to ask the same thing. I first thought the same thing. I love those little puppet Thunderbird guys. But no, this is not that. Apparently,
man.
Eli, what Kirk, shed some light on it. What the hell's going on? What are the Thunderbolts? This is like
Thunderbolts. When they first came out in comics, it was a brand new group of superheroes, had their own distinct identities and everything else. It wasn't until later on in the series run that you actually find out that these are villains. These are established villains in new personas, and they're acting the hero part.
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing. I like that.
It's like a suicide.
It was very intriguing. It was a very good book. Very well written. You looked at characters a different way. And it wasn't like, I don't know, I'm going to go off on an Eli tangent here. A decade or so ago, you had Dark Reign. It was when you had the Dark Avengers. It was when Norman Osborn became the Secretary of Defense for the United States. He put together his own group of Avengers because the Avengers were gone and whatever. And but it was all villains taking over as the characters. You had Wolverine's son as Wolverine.
Dakin.
The Scorpion, Dakin. The Scorpion was Spider-Man, but he was in the Venom suit, and it was just things like that. But they played the hero part to an extent, but they were still bad guys. They did bad. These guys are Thunderbolts. They did good stuff. They were heroes, but they had their own agenda behind it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
And he's right. He's totally right. I mean, it's kind of like a Suicide Squad type of style. And in later years, they took the Thunderbolts and broke away from that with the villain thing, and then they took anti-heroes and made a team with them. So like you had I mean, it's a possibility because they didn't really throw out in this MCU thing like, oh, this is what we're gonna have. I mean, we can speculate a couple of things, but in the comics they had Punisher, Ghost Rider, stuff like that. But figuring here,
Ghost Rider would be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. So you could
Punisher,
you could throw villains together, you could throw anti-heroes together, but I think in the MCU, and I know there's rumors and stuff talking about in Kirk.
Venom?
Well, no, it's probably going to be like some of the stuff we've been seeing in the Phase 4. That might be the one thing that kind of sticks forward.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus' characters put together, gathering all those heroes.
Yeah.
And
the U.S. agent.
Yeah. That's what the rumor is. That's what she's gathering her own team to make another team of Avengers or whatever, and that's going to be then the Thunderbolts.
Right, because Baron Zemo was in the original team.
Right. Baron Zemo was that. I won't say the Spider-Man villain the Beetle was, but he don't exist in the MCU.
Yeah, no, unless you watch the comics.
Yeah,
but you could have your leader Belova.
Okay,
who else is in there? So U.S. agent.
Right.
That's possibility.
U.S. agent, yeah.
Eli, who was that that villain, a woman in Spider-Man? Was it the first Spider-Man, Homecoming? Ghost?
Ghost was
Ghost.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, that was Ant-Man.
That's Ant-Man. Okay. I've heard she's going to be on it.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. And really, in that second Ant-Man movie with her, she was kind of I was like, oh, she cute. And then I kind of faded out what she could do. But yeah, they can do that. Okay, so that one title, I think that's the one title that has some of the most open potential because you don't really need to have the same characters to take place in that. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an analogy for that where there's it's just the Thunderbolts. You don't need to have the same heroes. So I don't know. Say it was the A-Team and you can switch people out, but they all had to do the same type of goal or something.
Well, they got a couple of years to figure it out who they're going to throw in for sure.
I'm curious about that one.
All right, so a couple of things real quick. Just fire on is something we didn't mention that wasn't part of the timeline, that graphic that they had was the Fantastic Four supposedly coming out November 8th, 2024.
Kind of curious.
I want to see what they do. They've never really gotten it right yet, so this is intriguing to me. I'm kind of curious to see how they fill out this cast.
Just
Third
don't do
time's a
nothing
charm,
crazy.
right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, just don't do nothing crazy. That's all you gotta do. Just don't do nothing crazy.
They're going to do something crazy.
They're gonna do something crazy.
They're going to do something crazy. So we not only got that, but they also kind of teased Phase 6. One of which is Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, supposedly in theaters on May 2nd, 2025. There you go. So we got 2 Avengers movies, actually, and also in 2025, we got Avengers Secret Wars.
Now that really stood out to me. So this is like supposed to be the ending of all this. The idea that these movies are only going to be a couple of months apart.
The 2 Avengers movies? Yeah. So they're banking on kind of like Endgame and all that?
Yeah, it's like 6 months apart. Like you don't even have to wait a year to see how this saga plays out. So when we lead up to this, we're going to go through the Kang Dynasty, which I guess we'll see Kang fight, and then Secret Wars right after that. So
Yeah, they're right on top of each other.
yeah, it's pretty much like, yeah, you're not going to have to wonder too long. You're not going to have to live with the events of Infinity War where everyone disappears for too long.
Yeah. Maybe that's what they learned from all that.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Avengers the Kang Dynasty.
Guess they're gonna just blow it all up with this one. When you get to this part, and start all over.
So you're looking forward to that?
I'm curious to see where that goes.
I'm glad to see the Avengers title back again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's like 3 years now. I'm curious to
Well, it's
know
like,
how they
who's
lead
left?
up to it. Yeah, I mean,
Is it all these teenage superheroes? in
Young
there?
Avengers. What kind of Avengers are
Is
we
it
getting?
Shang-Chi? Is it Ironheart? Is it Moon Knight?
Is it Luke Cage?
Who's the Avengers now? I mean, it's basically Thor and a bunch of other people.
Iron
Yeah.
Fist?
Thor and Spider-Man. And then the Guardians should be gone because they said this is the last iteration of the Guardians, so maybe we won't even get them.
Well, if you do if you do something like you said, this Kang Dynasty, that's something like Avengers Forever. You have a limited list of people you could throw in different costumes or whatever. There's a lot you could do with that.
They really need to do a better job of making Kang seem like a badass
Oh yeah,
They have to.
between then and now. Then because Kang is no Thanos,
Not yet.
not even close.
Hopefully, yeah.
okay,
right
but
now.
it's a glove that makes Thanos. But the thing with Kang
It's
is
the glove and the attitude. Last time we saw Kang, he was like some quirky Mr.
yeah.
Monk.
Yeah, in Loki, yeah, but in the comics, this dude will blow you away.
Oh,
This
I'm
dude- yeah,
sure,
and
right?
yeah,
Even though he looks like a goof.
well, he looks crazy with the mask on, but again,
So
yeah.
they got some stuff to overcome. They don't have a Thanos. They know they don't have a Thanos.
They need a Thanos.
They
You
need
want a Thanos.
They need to build this dude up to being a Thanos, which I'm not saying he couldn't be because I think the dude's a phenomenal actor and he had me engaged even when I was watching. I'm like, this is who Kang is? Oh, that's kind of interesting. It's a different take.
but
It's not exactly the serious, I'm going to destroy everything. So it's a different take.
yeah,
But,
he doesn't command the room with just beating up the Hulk and stuff, but
He's not that Kang.
the
Kang that we saw in Loki.
The only thing that's dangerous about doing this level of movie with this type of villain is you now have to make sure everybody who's following the movie or following the series of movies are used to all of the different multiverse stuff because that's the only way Kang is dangerous.
Yeah.
yeah. And the only, really, my biggest thing with it, where's the X-Men in all this?
Oh, the
Outside of the
Right,
90s.
yeah. X-Men 97.
Outside of X-Men 97, which, and that's the other thing I was kind of curious about because you and I talked about this a few
Yeah.
times about how they're going to relabel it as the mutants. He kept saying that, and they still haven't committed to that yet. But then they come out and like, yeah, we're going to do X-Men 97. So clearly they don't have a problem with the name X-Men because they're using it for X-Men 97. So what are the mutants? Is it really the X-Men or
They're not Inhumans.
no, not humans.
Don't know. Is it like a prequel to what? I don't know how. It seems like we've told every possible X-Men story we can get to. Let's just get to some X-Men.
Yeah, let's do
But-
some onslaught. There you go. There's
The
your
question
villain.
is, is in any realm of this, do the X-Men show up?
The Secret Wars movie is the last one of Phase 6. They have like, I want to say 8 slots, like say eight time periods that were announced in that year. What a time in Phase 5 and the 6 was Phase 6 that haven't been filled yet. But it doesn't seem to be enough time to bring the X-Men in to explain who they are and get us,
I would agree.
So I don't know. Are they saving them for after for Phase 7? The next phase? I don't know.
It could be, and maybe they'll do it like Miss Marvel and just toss it in there just to be.
But then, why it says she's a mutant when you're going to wait that long to introduce the X-Men. It doesn't make sense. So maybe they are going to be somewhere in there.
Well, I think the problem with it is that they always for whatever reason they have this thing they got to do where it's like we bring in a hero, but once they get 4 to 5 movies, we got to kill them off, and now that hero is burnt out, and we can't use it. The problem is that Captain America, Iron Man, all of them feature prominently in Secret Wars. All of them feature prominently. And like, you don't just kill off. Yes, do you kill off superheroes in the comic books? Yes, when their sales slump. You don't just wait 3 or 4 movies and the actors are like, yeah, I need to go on and I need to do this and I need to do that. That's the problem, is as they're using these heroes, they're also burning them up. And they're running out of them. And the only other thing they can do is, and who knows, maybe they do it with multiverse, is that now here are younger versions of these heroes.
It has
on
to be
cheaper contracts because you are running out. There's not that many left. I would be surprised if Deadpool doesn't factor in at the end game of this all.
I hope so.
I would think that they would need to include him in some kind of a way, but I guess we'll see.
Only time will tell.
That's all we could do.
That's the whole name of the game, right? Only time will tell, right? All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening and indulging us in our thoughts about the San Diego Comic-Con stuff. Look, man, you could share your opinions on any of the things we talked about. What do you think about these announcements? And we're about to tell you how to do that and get in touch with us to share it in just a little bit. Guys, I hope you enjoyed our discussion about all the San Diego Comic-Con 2022 announcements related to Disney. Look, MagicOurWay.com is the way to go if you want to find our social media past episodes and want to learn much more about us. Also, if you want to share your opinions about any of the stuff we talked about today, you can do so through the following ways. Shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or send us a text message. Yes, I did say text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That is 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That is 669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of guys who do things outside the podcast. First of all, we got Eli does things with comics.
Hey, Rob Liefeld here. Deadpool, Cable, X-Force, Domino, Marvel Comics, Image Comics, all of it. You guys, what is up? Eli Ivory. What a great name. Eli Ivory, comic guru. I'm here to talk about you. I am here to say, check out ivorycomics.com. That's right, you. Check out ivorycomics.com. ivorycomics.com. If you're not doing that, you're missing out. You're missing out. The Savages comic cannot be beat, cannot be surpassed. You need to check it out, experience it for yourself, and you know the story. It's all about the glory. Congrats to you and all the magic that you're making with your Ivory Comics. Eli Ivory, comic book guru. Check out ivorycomics.com, comic book guru. Eli Ivory, the whole package. Deadpool said to. Do it. ivorycomics.com right now. Liefeld out.
That's right. Rob's just giving you guys the PSA for the USA. Just like he said, you go to Ivory Comics website, see what I got going on there for the projects that I do and draw. You can see the blogs and the interviews, and of course, a link to this awesome podcast so you never miss a beat. You never miss an episode. You never miss what's going on in the MCU world. You need to cop that for yourself. Get that synergy in your life right there. Facebook.com, you can find me there, Eli Ivory. As long as you're a real person, it's nice to meet you. But if you're a bot, I ain't got time to greet you. Go on, move on there, bot yourself now. Turn your plug off.
About yourself.
I
like what you did there, yeah.
About yourself. Project Geisha has a Facebook page. You go there, facebook.com/Project Geisha. Instagram, I'm right there too, posting up the hearts and the likes and seeing what you got. You can find me right there at EIV504. And of course, on Twitter, I can find at Hancock10166. So if you appreciate the madness, you're just bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And look, if you want to book a vacation to maybe one of the movie theaters that'll be showing some of these flicks that are be coming out in the next couple of years, or maybe you want to visit the new Avengers campus over in Disneyland Paris to help celebrate their 30th anniversary, all of that you can do through Lee of Magical Moments Vacations. Lee, tell them how to do this.
Just give me a call at 832-431-1621. That's 832-Thunderbolts. You can email me at lee@magicourway.com. On Facebook, you can find me at facebook.com/Lostovica Travel. That's LASTOVICA Travel. On, what are we doing? Instagram, You Got a Friend in Lee Travel. On TikTok, you got a friend in Lee. And if you do any of that, we'll get you hooked up and booked up with no.
Quantumania Vika.
And of course, I want to make sure we thank our guests. So thank you, Mr. Invaluable Captain Cajun Chavez, Kirk, for coming back on the show, sir.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. You know I have much love for you guys. My life feels empty when I don't have y'all in it. I listen to the Magic Highway podcast all the time. Okay, I do have a life, so not all the time. But when I have free time, it's usually out.
But poor people get bored too.
But yeah,
Yeah, but when he does listen to us, we're on his face, neck, and chest, right, Kirk?
Okay.
All up on it. See, it feels so weird. It's like when I listen to y'all, then when I happen to get on the phone with Kevin or Danny, it's like I'm conversing with the voices I hear in my head all the time. It's surreal. Don't the kids call it like meta nowadays or something like that?
Oh, better.
Meta? Metaverse?
Yeah,
Metaverse? Multiverse?
Multiverse.
What?
Better, bruh.
That's a segue.
That is a segue. I like it. But thanks, man. It's always a pleasure having you join us and offering your opinions on the Marvel stuff, because I know you're a big fan as well.
That's awesome.
And I love hearing you and Eli go back and forth about life.
Oh, there's some life. Oh, Eli. Life lessons.
Look,
All learned.
The connections go deep. I mean, once you find out that the man watches Hard Target, you
Fully
can't
committed.
Come back from that. Yeah.
Kirk is fully committed.
Everything I learned in life, I learned from two places: Jean-Claude Van Damme movies and comic books.
That's it. Save here.
and
That's
Disney.
it.
Don, come on, Disney too, right?
Oh, yeah, Disney's in
yeah.
there, too.
But Disney ain't bought Hard Target yet. But yes, it's always a pleasure to talk comics with you guys, and especially Mr. Kirk here, just to get that insight in there. And it's fun. That's what this is about.
I love learning about it, man. It's awesome. In addition, guys, look, there's so many ways to support the show as a whole, and you can find them all on our website, magicourway.com. Plus, if you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, or maybe even raise the volume on the stuff you're hearing in the background, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way. There you'll find 6 awesome tiers to support this show. Any way in which you can support your show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners, like Kirk. Anyway, look, all opinions are welcome on our show, man, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So, Mohicans, we say Quaharini. My name is Kevin.
I'm Danny.
Magic out.
I have every intention of eating those bananas for breakfast, but I still somehow end up with tacos.
Gang Pao chicken.
Kang Pao chicken.
Kang Pao chicken.
I would order that, actually.
Is that part of the show that I missed? Because I don't get it.
No, because the show hadn't been recorded yet.
Third wall! Fourth wall!
Hey, it's Lee from the